Okay, welcome back everybody. Today we're going over tools you will need to work on these machines. So this is like my most common stuff that I work with. Certainly you can have more stuff. I'm not going to put all the different sockets and screwdrivers and things you'll need in here, but this is like really common stuff that I use. So I'll go through the purpose of a lot of this stuff here. So with some of the basic things here, we have a screwdriver. This kind is actually quite handy when you get into working with different these random like security Torx custom bit sizes, because you can just pull them out. You don't need to have a full like set of drivers for these types of things. This is a set with all these types of weird bits. So like these security Torx that I keep talking about are right here on this row, these T15, T20s. There's just regular Torx. You can get away with all your screwdrivers in here if you really wanted to. So something like that is super handy. This is called a bolt sizer. So if you're replacing any of the fasteners on your machine, you're going to want to be able to know which thread coarseness you have, plus the size of the bolt. You can measure off of here too. So this is super handy when you're ordering fasteners or if you're going to the hardware store. I have a paintbrush here because it actually works extremely well as a duster and cleaning tool. So I use that quite a bit. Wire brushes and plastic brushes are really good when you're cleaning. See, this is a crimper, cutting, all that kind of tool for electrical work. Here is another kind. Lately I started doing a lot of my own monitor repair because I figure if I'm going to maintain these machines, I'm going to need to know how to work on more complex wiring setups and replacing harnesses and things like that. So this type of tool will allow you to make your own connectors and things that you can use for like connecting your monitor to the chassis, or you know, any kind of like wiring harnesses that you have inside the cab with the Molex connectors and things like that on it. You can make your own. This is a voltmeter. You will eventually need to use one of these. I have cutting tools and needle nose pliers. There's also cleaning supplies. Simple Green is great. WD-40. Isopropyl alcohol is absolutely necessary for working on this stuff. Headlamp is great. Better than a flashlight, better than your phone. This is called a test pattern generator. You can use this connect it to your monitor, and you can run a signal into your monitor without having to have a game plugged into it. So you can just have a static screen with just like red RGB on it, or an image that you can use to calibrate your monitor. Super handy. Gloves. This is called a discharge probe. We'll go over this later, but this is when you're having to pull the chassis off of your CRT so you don't kill yourself. You're going to need to be able to use one of these, which is actually really easy to use. No big deal. Zip ties. Zip ties are great. You're going to want some of those. Here's a little vacuum that I have for cleaning out the insides of this machines. Inside the control panels, they get super gnarly, and so you can use this to get into tight places. This is a dead blow hammer, small one. This is what I use to put on T-molding, go around the corners. You don't want to use a regular hammer on T-molding, as far as I know. And then this is a heat gun. This is what we'll be using to take the side art off of the machine, hopefully. And then this is just a drill. But that's the essential tools I use pretty much all the time. Also a hand truck, so you can move the thing around. One last thing that's not on here is a soldering iron. You're going to want to have a good soldering iron eventually, and then also a solder sucker. There's better ones of those, but those are also key to being able to do all this stuff yourself, but I just didn't get it out for this video.